Hi kinds, welcome back to our channel. For those of you who are new here, this is me Kriti and that's my husband Shrey. So in today's video, we'll be talking about these numbers.
So the first number that you see, 190, those are the precise number of days that we have spent in this country. We landed on 27th of January in peak winters, both as fresh new immigrants, and now it's been more than 6 months that we have spent in this country.
And the next number that you see, number 10, we'll be talking about the 10 pros and cons of living in Canada from our experience.
The numbers that you see on the bottom row, we will be talking about them as we go in the video. But for now, without wasting any more time, let's start the pros and cons of living in Canada. So guys, before we come to pros and cons, there always was this one pro of Canada which brought all of us Indians here. That was immigration. It used to be very easy for anybody to come to Canada because the immigration policies were really friendly and they were also open to welcoming immigrants. Now, because of high backlogs due to COVID and so many things which are happening in the world, they are still welcoming immigrants, but it has become really difficult now because the scores have gone up really high and there is a big backlog that has been accumulated over the past 3-4 years. So do your due diligence. Not everybody that earlier could come to Canada can come to Canada in the current circumstances. There are a lot of students who might come to Canada and they might find that they are not getting jobs in the current economy. So make your own due diligence and decision before you think about coming to Canada as a new immigrant.
So we'll be talking about pros and cons now. I will be talking of the pros of living in Canada and Shrey will be talking about all the cons of living in Canada. So let me start with the first pro. The first pro that you must have heard a lot, that Canada is a very beautiful country. We completely agree with that because we came in peak winter in Jan and we got to experience 3 different weathers and we got to experience a lot of different things in Canada like Niagara Falls, Distillery District, Eaton Centre, Harbourfront, the CN Tower. There are so many things you can do in the city and it's really beautiful. Also, apart from it being so pretty, I also find that the people are so nice here. Even when you're walking down the lane or you're walking across, they're always smiling. They give you that warm welcome, and I specifically felt that, and I've spoken about this in our previous videos, that the day we landed in Canada, the officers at the airport were so nice and they were so welcoming. We went to Montreal also and we saw the Uber drivers there were so nice. Even though we didn't know French so much, we were still in the learning phase, they were still so nice and talking to us so sweetly and with a smile always. And when they say Canadians are really nice, that's actually true.
So while what Kriti has shared is true, one con of that we have found of living here in Canada, especially in the current time, is that there is a recession which is ongoing or it's about to come, and because of that there are job losses which are happening. People are not able to find jobs very easily, especially if they don't have Canadian experience, and because of this inflation is also really high. So prices of grocery, gas, everything has gone up really high and this is eating into the people's everyday's budget. So while when we came, grocery used to be about $100-$120 per week, now it has gone to about $150-$160 per week. So we are seeing the pinch of inflation hitting our pockets and so many people are affected by it daily. So that's the number one con of living in Canada.
So the second pro of living in Canada is that it's a multicultural country. While you must have heard this a lot, we have also experienced this personally. When we walk around the streets here, we see all sort of people. We also have so many food options to eat around. You will find every cuisine here. You have Vietnamese, Japanese, Chinese, Italian, Korean, Indonesian, Indian and Italian. The list goes on. They have a lot of festivals also that keep on happening. I think last weekend there was a Brazilian jazz festival. This weekend there is an India festival that's going on. So people are really welcoming and they are very open to different type of cultures. And we also see this in our workplace. I think Shrey has some examples to share.
So while I'm working in my organization, I see people from all religions and ethnicities, and we are also celebrating it in our diversity and inclusion. So every quarter we have what is called a cultural event where, say, one time there was a Jewish festival and there was a Jew in our office. He brought Jewish food. Then there was a Serbian person who talked about his or her country and they brought Serbian food. In November, I will be talking to everybody about Diwali and getting Indian food. So people really welcome that you are from a different ethnicity, and they want to bring that culture into Canada. So another con of living in Canada, which is related to the first point, is also real estate. So now that we have been living on rent, we are thinking of buying our first property, but everything in Canada is so expensive, even if we compare to say US, which is a developed country just across the border. But in US you can easily get a 2-bedroom house for say 300-400,000. But in Canada there is nothing which is available less than $600,000-$700,000, and that also a condo. If you are looking at a semi-detached house, it's almost $1 million, which is really expensive. And the problem is because there are so many new people coming and there is a supply shortage of housing which is available. So there are multiple bids which happen on each house, and sometimes a house goes like $200,000 above the listing price. And not just buying but also renting has become really expensive. The 1-bedroom apartment that we are living in is almost $2,400. This used to be about $1,800-$1,900 just 3 years back. So in just last 3 years, the real estate prices have gone really high, and that affects everybody that is in Canada.
So before I move into the third pro of living in Canada, let me talk about why we wrote the number 27 on the chart we showed you earlier. Since most of you know, we have started this new journey of starting a YouTube channel called Becaind, and we started this when we landed in Canada. And so far we have uploaded around 27 videos, and we will be getting more and more great content for all of you out there. So it's been a great journey so far, and we have gotten so much support and love from all of you. So thank you so much. It means a lot. It was also very humbling, and it was a great experience when we were just walking around right outside our apartment and someone recognized us and she was calling us, "Are you from Becaind? Are you from Becaind?" And it was amazing. It was a great feeling. So again, keep supporting us. We'll get you more and more great content. Thank you so much. Let me move to the third pro. You must have heard this a lot. While we have not experienced this personally, but we all know that healthcare is free in Canada, which is a great thing, especially during this time of inflation. Comparing it to USA, the healthcare prices are really high, and it solely depends on the insurance. I have personally lived in the US and I've faced it myself, where I was buying a medicine for $4,000 and I was shocked. While we compare it to Canada, it's free. You can get your test done and you can get consulting done easily. And also for people who are expecting or are pregnant, they should know that the delivery cost here is free. And like I said, we have not experienced anything yet, touch wood, but this is the major pro of living in Canada.
And there is a con also which is associated to healthcare, is that because of healthcare being free and a shortage of doctors and nursing staff, there is a long wait time, as you would have seen many people talk about it. So that is true in our case as well. When we moved into this locality almost 6 months ago, we started looking for a family doctor, and we called clinics nearby, and none of the clinics were accepting new patients. And this has been the experience of all of our friends as well. Getting a family doctor is really a task here, and then you are only left with the option of going to walk-in clinics or going to emergency rooms where there are long wait lines if you don't have anything life-threatening. That's something which is a con for healthcare. I know that Canada Immigration is working on getting more doctors and nursing staffs into the country through the route of immigration. So most probably going forward this will improve, but as of now this is a big con of living in Canada.
So let me now tell you the fourth pro of living in Canada, and that is the work-life balance it offers. Yes, so you must have heard that the work-life balance in Canada is pretty good. We completely agree with that because both of us have been experiencing great work-life balance here. You get time after 5 o'clock, so you can either do different hobbies. We started this YouTube channel because we have the time to edit and explore and shoot, just because of the great work-life balance our companies offer and Canada has to offer.
And through my personal experience also, I can say that in India, calling just a colleague for anything used to be so common, or messaging them on WhatsApp. Nobody has my number here in my company. They all message either on our company chat or on email. and nobody is disturbing you on calls either. And also along with work-life balance, people really value, like if I'm a parent, I have seen so many parents in the company taking break from meetings because they have to pick up their sons or daughters from say a football practice or to take them to a dentist. They are able to take a lot of time within the work hours for doing family chores, and nobody minds that at all. It's actually promoted that you take time off so that you can give it to your family. So that definitely a big pro.
Also, one more experience I want to share is that in India, when you're either on a work call or something, you tell your kids or dogs to just be quiet. Even if the wife is working, you tell her specifically, your family, that don't make any noise. But here, I've seen people get their dogs on the call, their babies on the call. The entire team gets, it lights up their mood. So it's amazing to work in such a great work-life balance. So let me tell you about the number 3 that we showed you on the chart and why we wrote 3 there. We have seen 3 different seasons in Canada. We landed in peak winter in January. Then we have seen spring season here as well, and now we are in the summer season, and we are very excited to see the fall season. And yeah, we have explored 3 different cities also in Canada. We have been around the GTA area. We have seen Niagara Falls and Montreal, and we really look forward to explore the west side of Canada as well. So now let me move to the 5th pro of living in Canada, and which is the 4 beautiful seasons it offers us. We have winter, we have spring, we have summer, we have fall, and these are like amazing experiences. So it is a great country to experience those 4 beautiful seasons, while winter peaks it all.
A con of the same aspect is because winter is so long, you get very limited time for summer and spring season, and because of that, planning a holiday in Canada is becoming really difficult and expensive. People book their cottage or hotel stays well in advance, and popular destinations like Niagara Falls or Banff or the cottage side become so expensive on especially long weekends that it's nearly impossible to go. Like we went to Niagara Falls, and even a 3-star hotel was for like $500-600 a night, and we ended up staying in an Airbnb, which was a very small room, but for that price we paid about $160. It was really expensive, and you have to plan it well in advance. So that's a con of this, because winters are so long, you get a very short window of exploring the country, and people make bookings well in advance. So we also have to be cautious for the next season and plan ahead.
So let me now move to the final pro of living in Canada, and that is the great transportation it provides to its public space. First experience that I want to share is that we shifted in peak winter when it was snowing, during snowstorms and all that, from our Airbnb to our rental apartment using public transport. So we carried suitcases in the bus as well as the TTC train. So we didn't have any difficulty. Even during peak winter, the trains and buses are running absolutely perfectly fine, and the prices are also very reasonable. It's like $3 per one trip that you can take, and you can get a free transfer every time within the 2 hours time limit, I guess. Apart from that, Shrey and I both travel for work in the TTC train, and it's been absolutely great. There has been no major issues with it. The connectivity is awesome. While there have been some of the incidences that we are hearing, but overall when you compare it to other countries, the transportation is great here. So apart from TTC, there are other trains also, like Go Train and Via Rail. The Go Transit connects you to the outskirts of the downtown area or the GTA area. We went to Niagara Falls also via Go Train. We also experienced a great public transport in Montreal.
Yeah, rightly said. So, and there is one thing which we didn't mention as a con, because it's not a con for us, but it can be for some people. So I'll just talk about it. Is, as you will know, that you don't get a lot of house help here. So you have to do all your tasks on your own. So we do that generally on the weekends, where we are cleaning our house by ourselves. And Kriti is a great cook and she likes to cook. But for some people who are not used to it back in India or their home countries, this can be a con, that you have to take out time to do these chores by yourself. Okay, so now coming to the last number that we had on the chart, that was 616. 616 is again a culmination of all of our efforts on YouTube. This 6.16 is the amount of dollars that we have earned through YouTube in this past journey. So in less than 5 months, we have monetized our channel and we have started getting our first earning. So thanks a lot for your support. So that $6.16 is a reflection of all the weekends that we have spent and all the times that you have supported us. So thank you so much.
So that was all from the different pros and cons that we have experienced. So if you have more pros and cons that you think we should know or the people should know, please comment it in the comment section below.
And if you like this video, please press the like button. It helps us with the YouTube algorithm to reach to a wider audience. And if you are liking our videos, please press that subscribe button. It really will mean a lot to us and will help us in our journey. So thank you so much for watching and we will see you again very soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye. So in today's video, we'll be talking about these numbers here.
मैं करता हूँ क्या चार्ट